All right, guys. Hey, there's
Hey.
George. We're a few minutes away from this final table for the event number 38 tickets. Event number 38, the Monster Stack.
38
Vegas.
monster
Yeah.
stack.
It is a $1,500 event in Las Vegas in June, and this tournament was only $150 satellite.
Okay.
Yeah, and the how it basically worked is we had 3 flights, and then you take the total prize pool and divide that by the $2,500 value of the package, and that determines how many packages we gave away.
Nice.
And we ended up with 4 packages,
Wow.
and with $1,400 left over.
Okay.
So we have 6 bodies coming back to this final table. We had 95 entries,
Whew.
but we took the top 10%, and we had 10 qualifiers.
Okay.
But stay with me here.
All right.
Every bag counted. And Miss Joni, who's at this final table, went 3 for 3, all 3 flights and back.
Wow.
Exactly. Yeah. 3 for 3 in these flights. And so that took away 2 bodies.
Uh-huh.
And then Mr. Rudy, he bagged in the first and second flight.
Wow.
So that takes away another body.
Uh-huh.
And then, let's see, that's 3. So there's one more. Oh, gosh, Cole, Mr. Cole. In Flight C yesterday, we were bringing 4 from yesterday's Flight C, and he got eliminated along with the 5th place person in the same hand.
Oh, wow. You hate to hear it.
So, all in all, it's bringing 6 humans to the final table here for this event. So, we have 6 bodies, and we're going to play down to 4 people that are getting these packages. The 5th place person will get the leftover cash on the $2,500 divisor.
Okay.
So they get $1,400 cash.
Okay.
And the 6th place just gets a handshake because we run this stream 15 minutes on delay.
Uh-huh.
And so they've been playing for about 10 minutes now, and no one said anything about chopping that 6th place.
I'm sure.
So
I don't expect that's going to happen either.
So let's quickly, you can look over here. These guys are getting their waters, getting set up. Of course, they're playing right now. Like I said, we are on a 15-minute delay. The chip stacks are there. And a quick rundown. The chip leader is Rudy. He is in seat number 1. He is going to start this final table with 384,000 and change, followed by Jordan with 329. Then Miss Joni, the triple bagger, is going to start with 321.
Close field.
Yeah, Frankie has 158. You see him there in the stylish hat right on your screen. Chris, the guy next to him to his left, who I think was fetching water for everybody very nicely, starting with 132,000. And then running up the field is Luis in the 9th seat with 84,000 and change. Now we're coming back to a blind level of 1,000 small blind, 2,500 big with a 2,500 big blind ante. So these guys do not have a lot of chips. I mean, they're relatively.
Right.
So there's going to be some moves that are going to be made, but I'm curious to see how the dynamic opens up, because this is sort of a unique tournament in that we're not playing to a winner.
Right.
You're playing to the final 4, and you only have 6. So how patient are they going to be? Are they going to try to push around Luis in the small stack? Are they going to come out aggressively? Because you're not playing to win. You're
Right.
playing to survive.
And we got 4 players pretty close in or 3 players pretty close in chip stacks. So are we going to see a battle between the smaller stacks? Are we going to see elimination right off the rip?
Yeah, and that's I'm curious to see if how these bigger stacks play those chip stacks to be able to try to push out those last the smaller chip stacks to get into that final 4.
That's
and,
right.
5th place is still getting $1,400, which is a pretty good payday for
Pretty
a
good.
$150 entry tournament.
Yeah, you 10X, you're doing all right. Yeah, but it'll be real interesting. You don't exactly call this deep stack poker. You know, this is going to be pretty tight as far as blinds go. So even if you're a big stack, you're not exactly feeling safe.
Yeah, they definitely, like I said, it's going to be a positioning battle. Just trying to play for that top 4 in order to get that ticket to Vegas. But we can talk a little bit more about that ticket. It's I think June 14th, 15th, and 16th are the day ones.
Okay.
It's a $1,500 event. Last year, the first place was $1.2 million.
Ooh.
And the reason I know that so well is one of our KoJack's members won.
Hey.
Yeah.
Hey-o.
One
Shout
of our-
out.
Yeah. Shout out to Mr. Braxton. Everybody knows.
Braxton got it.
He won the bracelet for the Monster Stack event last year. And so this is that same event number 38. And it's only the first of our May Vegas series here at KoJack. So we're going to be giving away Vegas tickets every weekend for the rest of the month.
Woo.
Coming up this Thursday is our first round of main event tickets, the big one, the $10,000 entry, the big boy, and it's only a $200 tournament.
Okay.
So we're gonna have 3 flights, the same format, 10%, playing for one package worth $12,000. That's $10,000 for the entry into the main event and $2,000 travel accommodation monies.
Very cool.
And so $12,000 package this coming week. So Thursday, Friday, Saturday, don't miss it. Come up here to KoJack's. The flights are at 6 p.m. on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Only a $200 entry.
$200.
Yeah, to win a $12,000 Las Vegas package to play in the biggest poker tournament in the world.
Yeah, if you haven't thought about it yet, just all you need is a little run good.
That's right.
That's all it takes.
Just run good here at KoJack's.
That's right.
For only $200 and get a ticket to Vegas and $2,000 traveling money to help you pay for getting yourself there. And
Now I'm trying to think, is there a cheaper way to get into the main event?
that $200 is pretty cheap.
That's pretty
I'm
cheap.
sure there's some stuff online, but that's
About it.
And these, like I said, we're going to get these first hands started off here. And obviously, as we get going on these live streams, working out all the bugs, getting people sitting where they're supposed to be seating, and getting the cards read. So the first couple hands are always kind of a jumble. So we want to make sure that everything is working as intended. There you see Chris in the 6th seat. Some people might recognize that beard that usually sits right behind us.
That's right.
He's the technical operator here of the KoJack's live stream.
IT extraordinaire.
That's it. So that's Jordan on the left of your screen there. He came in and played just one flight yesterday for $150 and just came in like a wrecking ball and became the second in chips. Just off one buy-in.
Not surprised to hear that. I've seen him at the table, and he is a wrecking ball in the cash games too. So.
Oh yeah. Now Rudy and Jordan in the small blind and big blinds. Looks like everybody folded around to the blinds, and they're gonna play a little bit here, trying to ease into the waters.
A little blind on blind action.
And Jordan did end up flopping top pair. Not
No
much
kicker
for
though.
Rudy.
Yeah. But and this is kind of that guessing game that you and I were talking about. These are 2 of the bigger stacks, and so are they going to kind of duke it out and try to?
Yeah. Well, it looks like Rudy bet out on him, and Jordan raised him. So he's sending signals right off the bat, and it looks like Rudy's going to go ahead and make that call. See if he can
Rudy gets a pair.
Bluff it on later streets here.
That could be dangerous.
Rudy's going to check it, inflow over to Jordan to the razor. It's going to check back, and a king that could be represented. So we got spades and a straight and a scary king on the river. Plenty of bluffing for Rudy to be done here on a pot of 43,000. Again, these guys only started with a little over 300,000.
Ooh.
And Rudy,
Jordan lays it down.
yeah, like I said, there's a lot of good, good representations there for Rudy. So Rudy's coming out strategically and aggressively.
I like this is a start of a good poker final table here.
Yeah, the chip leader already going to work.
Already going to work. We got 4 places paid, and it looks like Rudy's going for number 1. He doesn't care about the prize. He wants the number 1.
He wants to be in command to make sure that he gets into that top 4.
Yeah, a little early to tell on the first hand, but yeah, if this is any indication of the kind of poker action that we're expecting later on this evening, bodes well. Looks like a lot of excitement.
And as we get to the camera pan on the action here, I want to show you Joni and Luis. Luis had some tournament success here at KoJack's recently. We had one of our last events. He made some pretty good cash on. Rudy's going to keep up this heater with picking up a good hand on that second one.
On that button, too. Excellent card, or excellent hand to have. Does he get action, though? That's the question.
Well, the action checks up there, but it looks like might have been some, like I said, as soon as we get these first few hands out of the way, as we get some of the technical difficulties worked out, that could have been Jordan's hand there that we saw. So we'll get that all sorted out as the stream goes on. The dealer there, special guest dealer Whitney from San Angelo, the
Ooh.
River League, coming over here to Midland to KoJack's to help out with today's final table live stream.
We appreciate it, Whitney. Love those pitching skills right there.
Oh, me and her go round and round about her pitching. She gets a little fancy and starts airing out some cards and has to sheepishly grin and say sorry some once in a while. I tell her, hey, come on, calm down.
It's hard to contain the enthusiasm, though. I don't blame her.
Fantastic dealer from San Angelo. And speaking of San Angelo, they are doing a main event as well at the end of the month. San Angelo is having their own main event and giveaway worth $12,000.
Okay.
KoJack's is doing 2 of them this coming week, this Thursday, and then we'll do another one in 2 weeks. But in between that, we're going to do the Millionaire Maker event for $150. So basically, for $200 this week, you can go to the main event. $150 the week after that, you can go to the Millionaire Maker, which is a $1,500 event, and then the last week of the month, another $10,000 ticket main event for only $200. So we're going to give away tickets every weekend. And like I said, in San Angelo, they're going to be giving away a main event ticket at the end of the month.
Wow, you talk about your chance to get in there and be a millionaire. I mean, that sounds pretty good. If you ever wanted to play in the main event or just WSOP.
Yeah, literally a $200 investment to win $1 million.
That is a dream right there.
Yeah, and it's like we're moving on to hand number 4. I haven't seen any chips pushed to the right side of the table yet. Looks like they're staying to the left of their 2 Jordan and Rudy's stacks. The 2 big stacks are still stacking chips. So some of these other players need to decide to stand up for themselves at some point, because I know you're shooting for the top 4, but that's only 2 spots if you're going to give them both to Rudy and Jordan.
That's right. And even these blinds are high enough that you're not safe. You know, you're going to have to make moves. You're going to have to build your stack. But also, if you're one of the shorter stacks, it's not going to take much to catch up.
Now, like I said, the shortest stack there in Luis, you know, he's got less than 20 bigs, but he's still got, you know, almost 80,000 in there, which, you know, you're looking at a quarter to half of the stack of the rest of the field. So he can definitely still do some damage.
He's still dangerous, absolutely.
He needs to start pushing those chips around before he loses some of that fold equity. And everybody and their dog calls because you're just too short, and then you get beat by rags. Rudy's going to raise it up again here and drag down another pot. So the rest of the table kind of playing meek.
Keeping the aggression high, I like to see it.
Yeah, Rudy has built himself up to about 414,000 in chips, about a 30,000 chip pickup in the last few hands.
And he's got a nice castle looking over there, too.
Yeah, and a great bluff on that first hand, too.
Absolutely.
Like I said, came right straight out of the gate, just not sitting back and waiting and putting his chips to use to try to get to that top 4 as quick as possible and knock some of these guys out.
Yeah, he said, what did they call you, Jordan? They called you a wrecking ball? Watch this.
Yeah, exactly. Rudy finally folds, getting out of the way. Jordan Frankie with a couple paint cards there. Queen, Jack off suit. See if he wants to raise this one up a little bit. He is in the cutoff. Chris on the button. Joni and Luis in the blinds. Not waking up with anything.
Luis with the queen 10 and the big blind, getting a discount. Unfortunately, he is crushed.
Yeah, pretty hand, but that is the worst card to hit.
No.
This is exactly worst case scenario.
Now, could Luis hold on, or are we about to go 5-handed? That's the question.
Yeah, he's going to go ahead and lead this out. Frank, there's no way Frankie's going to lay this down just yet.
No, Frankie's thinking about it.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got a good kicker. Yeah.
There's a bet and a call of 6,000. A brick on the turn. Luis is going to continue up the aggression, feeling good about this queen 10 short-handed, but unfortunately is just crushed.
The ace may save him a little bit.
A little bit of a scary card there, so that's going to go check there on the river. So Luis is going to lose the minimum on that hand. Could have spelled way more disaster without that ace coming on the river to flip that one. So Frankie picks up that small pot, and huge chunk from Lewis there.
Yeah, now he's down to exactly, I believe, almost exactly 20 bigs.
Yeah, and,
So
he's lost about a third of his stack in those few hands going through the blinds, and that unfortunate flop with those 2 holdings. And
but he's still dangerous. He's still got 20. If he shoves all in, that's still going to be a consideration for any of these players, particularly players like Chris and Frankie.
Oh yeah, whenever you're only playing for a top 4 finish, you don't want to put a quarter to half your stack at risk.
Mm-hmm.
The whole dynamics change when you're playing to a group final instead of a singular winner.
Mm-hmm. And I like that we're 6-handed too. It just makes your pairs carry a lot more weight. Your face cards and your hole cards are going to be much more powerful. I'm hoping that we're going to see a lot more action. When I play online, I usually play the 6 max.
Yeah, 6. I don't mind that one either.
Mm-hmm.
And speaking of pairs, we have Joni and Rudy.
And
both.
Rudy.
Yeah. And, Luis
likes those queens, it looks like.
He's checking some pot, checking some pot odds here, but I don't think this is quite squeezable with Joni, although she is on the button, so her range could be a little wider than normal. But it looks like it. Yeah, he's going to go ahead and let that go. It looks like Rudy
taking it again.
Rudy leaned on it. Yeah,
With
so
that aggression.
So yeah, like I said, we will catch up on the action in the tracker here pretty quick, but the stacks are accurate.
Hey, the rich get richer.
Yep, and Rudy using that chip stack disadvantage, and Joni's not going to risk her tournament existence after going 3 for 3 in the flights. I mean, just an incredible feat.
Mm-hmm.
That if you didn't see that on Facebook, going 3 for 3 in fields of 30 plus is pretty impressive.
I wonder what are the odds? I would love to calculate what are the odds of bagging all 3 of them.
And we only took 10% from each flight, so it wasn't like there was 10, 12 people advancing. It was just 10%, 3 to 4 people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And she was in every single one of them.
Unbelievable. Well, great job.
And Luis on the button here, not waking up with anything. Rudy gonna call this in, and Jordan.
I love this. I love that these two are sitting right next to each other. We're gonna see a lot of blind on blind, I feel like.
And the 2 biggest stacks at the table. Now Jordan doesn't have a terrible chip lead over Joni, only about 20,000 or so. But
and Jordan leads out on this board.
Yeah, and Rudy's going to
Rudy
go
lays
ahead and
it down.
let that go. Yeah, he shows
the queen.
Shows the queen and lays it down. He's picked up almost 30,000 plus in chips, and so he doesn't want to give it back to Jordan, who is known to be a pushback player.
He is.
So Rudy's going to pick another target at this table. Stay away from Jordan, probably.
Yeah, it might be for the best. It's like in nature. You see, one of those frogs that are all bright blue. Those fish that are all bright blue. They're usually venomous.
That is Jordan. And a quick shout out to Jordan. He is the owner of the local Double Dave's Pizza.
Ooh, fantastic stuff.
So if you like Double Dave's, that is the owner there. Jordan, shout out to him. We ordered a ton of pizza here to KoJack's last night, and had him pass on the regards to his staff for doing such a great job for Double Dave's Pizza here in Midland.
Bet that was tasty. Not only a business aficionado, but it looks like a poker aficionado too.
Well, whenever you own a Double Dave's, you can have a little bit of time off to play some poker.
Guess that's the secret.
He comes in late from work. And
that's right.
Splashes it around quite often, and enjoy him coming in.
Yeah. Great energy at the table. Great charisma. Great personality. And that goes for all 6 of these players, honestly.
Oh, yeah. I've gotten to know these guys over the last several months and enjoy all 6 of their company. Rudy can have an ace on the button. Probably going to bet this one up. Jordan in the small blind with King 10.
Lets it go. Okay.
Yeah, big play down there. And Frankie lamenting the no luck in the big blind. Rudy showing the ace, showing, hey, I'm not getting out of line, guys. Stay out of my way.
Oh, Frankie had the Charlie.
Yep, the Charlie. Yeah, I think Charlie was bowling this weekend.
Oh, well,
was he bowling? I don't know. We didn't have Charlie at all this weekend. I was doing all the lives by myself, running the tournaments by myself.
Oh, man.
He was doing something. I don't know what he was
Yeah.
doing. I just always assume bowling because that's what that guy does.
You never know with Charlie. He has the life of a spy, except without the espionage.
It's not a cooking competition or bowling or I don't know. He definitely loves his KoJacks and loves being here, but was not able to be around for this event this weekend. But guarantee he'll be around this weekend for the main event ticket giveaway because it's going to
Hey,
be huge.
that is going to be a big one. Yeah, we'd love to see you out there if you're watching. Make sure to come on by. Like I said, there's no cheaper way
Yeah.
to get out to Vegas.
Yeah, $2,000 spending money plus a ticket into the main event worth $10,000. And Chris here going to find a little raise in the big blind, 9-8 suited pickup Frankie's small blind there. And there is a twist here
Okay.
that I haven't even mentioned. Let me go to full screen here. 5% of each of the four have a shared equity in this tournament. I forgot to mention that earlier. All of our WSOP events this month have a shared equity bonus. So in the smaller events, this one and the one in 2 weeks for the Millionaire Maker, anyone who receives a package shares 5% equity of whatever they win in that event with the other winners.
Nice.
And in the WSOP main event seat that we're giving away this weekend, and again in 2 weeks at the end of the month, 5% is shared amongst the final tablists here at KoJack.
Okay.
So cannot believe I forgot one of the coolest twists to this whole tournament. So these four winners from this final table will have basically a 5% stake in each
other. Yeah, kind of hedging your bets.
It's kind of a cool little equity share horse in the race, if you will, and kind of root each other on.
Yeah.
And 5% of whatever any package winner has, whatever any package winner wins in Vegas comes back to either the final table in the case of the main events or the other winners of the packages in the smaller events.
That is a cool twist.
Yeah, that's a good 5% equity share. Rudy's going to raise this up with King Queen suited, and Chris is going to flat with his pocket tens.
And we've got violence.
Yeah, not going to like that flop. Probably pretty easy for Chris to get away from here. We'll see it unless Rudy plays it pretty sneaky. You'll
unless
see.
Chris wants to get sticky with that, the runner straight possibility there.
It's possible. Looks like Rudy put in a bet, and Chris is going to come along at least for one street. Now he's going to pick up some additional equity that may cost him some more money.
He's up and down, and now he almost has to draw.
Yeah, let's see how expensive Rudy made it this time.
Can't really call a bet, though.
Yeah, the Queen Jack or the 10 Jack gets there. Rudy's doing a lot of talking. You see Chris smiling, laughing. 12,000. Chris said it'll be for a good 10% of his chips,
right.
But he's not going anywhere.
Oh,
he picked up
sticks
some
around.
additional draws there.
All right, does he get a jack or a six?
Rudy can't hate his hand, but he can't love it now, being called by two there. And
now he loves it.
Yeah, that's going to be too hard. Rudy is never going to get away from anything. He's just going to check it down to realize his equity there. And Chris made a run, but Rudy's going to pick up 30,000 extra chips there for his efforts. Chris got trapped on the turn.
Yeah, he really did. Sometimes you improve and you don't want to. Now you have to draw to the river.
He just making sure that Rudy was staying in line. And,
that's right.
Unfortunately, picked up more equity just to cost him a little bit more, but it didn't cost him a whole lot. He still got over 100,000 in its chips.
Not the shortest stack.
No, Luis got a little right about half that at 54,000. Yeah, every chip is valuable to these guys. Like I said, we're only playing to four. 4 players is all we're playing to. The top 4 packages.
And with that 2,500 big blinds, again, not many people are deep. Chris, one of the shorter stacks at 40 bigs, still is somewhat comfortable, but he's going to have to make some moves to keep up with these other players at 300K plus.
With that big blind, that's 5,000 in orbit.
That's right.
So Luis only with 10 bigs effective, but
right.
With these 30-minute levels, they do have a little bit of time to shove around the cards, shove around the chips, and kind of feel things out.
I think we've been found out. Chris pointing at the eye in the sky. Whoa, he made eye contact. Feels weird.
He's the IT guy. He knows everything. And we are in hand number 11. As people sort of getting set in to this final table, feeling each other out.
It looks like digits being exchanged, maybe for some Double Dave's discounts.
I'm sure they've got some basketball lines and betting odds going.
That's true. There is never just poker going on at the table.
Jordan picked up a pretty queen 10 suited.
Matches his suit. Love that.
Yeah, it looks like he put in some calling chips there. Don't know if he raised that or not. At this stage, I don't care much for limping. I think you need to either raise or just fold, and he did end up raising here.
And even just a min raise, making it 5 or 7,500.
Just enough to see how tight these guys are going to be, and no one wakes up with anything else, so he's going to pick up the blinds there.
Good life support right there. Excellent way to stay alive, and that's all you got to do when you're stack like Jordan's got there. 336,000 it looks like.
Yeah, he's added to it just a little bit. Joni and Chris and Luis down just a little bit. Rudy, the only one that's really built up his stack from the rip, over 60,000. Picking up some hands and some nice aggression on some of those hands.
Oh, here we go.
This is Frankie wants to make a stand with some ducks here. It's either fold or raise it. Nope, it looks like that's just a call. He's going to see if he can see a flop for cheap and spike a deuce. Chris with a suited ace. What do you think of Joni's hand?
Oh,
6-5.
I think that 6-5 would have absolutely been playable if Chris folds.
Yeah.
It looks like Joni had a different opinion.
Yeah.
Not the worst thing in the world.
Not going to argue with the triple bagger.
That's right.
Rudy's going to defend the small blind, and Jordan's just going to check his option with the 7-5 and see an ace jack 5 flop, which is definitely going to be more in Frankie's range, calling from
under the gun there.
Yeah, under the gun. But Jordan with the bottom pair, he's going to lead out and see where he's at.
Jordan doesn't care at all,
and he's gonna pick it up unless Rudy wants to fish for the last 2 deuces in the deck that he doesn't know Frankie has.
Right. That is always the struggle there.
But,
Rudy really thinking about it. Is he putting together? He's putting together chips. It looks like. Okay.
See how aggressive he wants to get. I'm not real sure what kind of turns he could be looking for to bluff on.
Yeah, out of the small blind, he's going to have weak aces. He's going to have ace 5s. He's not going to have ace jack really.
No, but that board doesn't necessarily hurt Jordan if he's saying, hey, if they don't have anything, they still don't have anything. They don't change anything. So my 5 still has the same amount of equity, and he's going to bet it out pretty decently. And of course, that might do it. I like that bet out of Jordan. Just keep the gas on the pedal of the metal on that.
Yeah, he can absolutely have more jacks. You're not really going to complete from the small blind with a weak jack.
He showed the 5 there.
Showed the 5. Love it.
Like I said, so they're definitely not afraid to play.
Yeah, and I love the mind games going on. Which card do I show, and what effect is that going to have on the other players? These are all things to consider. And Jordan seems to be a master of that. And look, he's just laughing it off, grinning, having a good time.
Oh yeah, they're all having a great time. A lot of these guys, like I said, they do play in WSOP events every year, and so a lot of these guys were already headed to Vegas to play in some of these events, and this was a way for them to get there very cheaply. And for only $150, and that's what I'm encouraging everyone to do with this week with that main event. Like you were saying.
Oh yeah.
Can't get to Vegas any cheaper than $200.
Shoot, you got some flight points saved up. Go ahead and spend them on your friends. Get a rail going. Have some cheerleaders at that event.
And Frankie is going to walk away in the big blind with this, or the small blind, pick up the big blind on that one. So.
That is always upsetting when you actually see a halfway decent hand and it just folds to you. When you're this short with this only 6 players. He doesn't care. He's still he's telling a fishing story.
They're all poking fun at one another. So pretty quiet out of Joni so far. Luis played one hand, got himself in a bad position there, and lost a pretty good chunk of his stack. So he's going to need to find something here. Unfortunately, not going to have anything in the hijack position on this one. Miss Joni still has not woken up with a real hand just yet. Gonna
Right into the muck.
let that go. Rudy with nothing, but he's played with nothing
Oh,
before.
and look at this. Frankie again in the small blind with a halfway decent hand.
Yeah. And see if Jordan wants to try to pick off some blinds here.
It's going to be tough to extract value here,
Yeah.
even if Jordan completes.
He is going to go ahead and nope.
He's out.
He thought about it. Frankie, did he? Looks like he raised it up. I thought I saw a pink chip there. Yeah,
There you
he
go.
made it 10 straight, and unfortunately, Chris would rather have a
Yeah, he folds
says-
face up. Big blind special.
double down, please. Wrong game.
Double down.
I don't want the 7-4 in this one.
Exactly.
And Frankie picks up some chips that he lost in his blinds. So Joni and Chris and Luis are going to have to start putting some chips in there, starting to make some moves.
That's right. While they are still dangerous.
A lot of the problems with tournament, if you let yourself get too low, you get called by several different people.
Exactly.
You want to get it in there while you still have that fold equity, that you still have a little bit of bite to your chip stack there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you want to get the other player all in. It's hard to do that when you're the short stack.
Yeah. It's going to fold around to Jordan, who is definitely going to raise up any ace that he gets.
Yep.
Frankie with a very pretty hand on the button. I'd love to see him play
Let's get at it. Come on,
this
Frankie.
one, but no.
Wow,
I
lets it
think
go.
yeah. Jack 9, Jack 10, they're absolutely amazing hands, but, more often than not, you're drawing with those hands.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so Johnny's going to fold that there, and Jordan's going to have the ace and probably show it there to let him know, hey, I'm not messing around, even though the other card was absolute rags, but they don't know that.
Yeah, Jack 9, definitely one of those situational hands. I don't know if you necessarily want to put it up against a wrecking ball like Jordan, too, and that could play a part in Frankie's decision making.
Like I said, a drawing hand like Jack 9, Jordan's not going to make it cheap. So Chris in the chat, playing for fourth. They're playing for fourth places. That's right.
That's
We're
right.
giving away 4 tickets. 4 tickets into event number 38, the Monster Stack. And fifth place is getting $1,400 cash. So really, the only place you don't want to get on this table is last.
Yeah, that's right.
And people like Rudy and Jordan with these larger stacks, they know that, so they can lean a little bit on these shorter stacks.
Mm-hmm.
Especially Luis only, having 10 bigs effective left in play. He's gonna have to make a move pretty quickly. And speaking of which, Jordan raising up to 5,000 with 6-5, pretty hand. Put pressure on Joni and Luis in the blinds. Joni's going to defend, and it looks like Luis is too. Both an ace, and both flop and ace.
Ooh.
And unfortunately, Joni has 2 pairs. She's going to lead this out. Jordan heart draw. This is just a money flop.
This is, absolutely action cards right here. Yeah. Luis not going to feel great about his kicker, but he does this. He puts him away.
Smart. He did fold. Jordan's not going to go anywhere, but Joni bet a ton.
Yeah.
The biggest bet we have seen thus far.
Double the size of the pot.
It looks like it, yeah. She definitely trying to end this hand right now, trying to eliminate any Broadway or heart draws. And Jordan may pick up on that.
It could be just playing the player, too. Jordan seems like he doesn't like to fold. He likes a lot of aggression. Maybe he thinks she's giving me a taste of my own medicine when she doesn't have it.
Yeah, it's still hard to call Miss Joni down.
It is.
She's pretty serious most of the time. So I think if Jordan really thinks about this here, that he could put her on exactly ace-3 or king-3 in the blind, raising it up to get against the Broadways and flush draws.
And he does put in chips instead of his cards.
He is going to make this call, knowing that those hearts are probably going to be best if they get there.
Yep.
But they're not there yet. So Joni with let's see how much she's going to make this one. She needs to bet at least 40, 50,000.
It just seems like such a courteous raise, doesn't it? She's smiling a little bit.
Another 30. It's just enough to cause some pain to Jordan.
Oh, yeah. Well, you're right around 10% of his stack, too.
Yeah, he's already put in 15% of his stack and asking for another. And he's going to let it go. Fantastic pressure by Joni there, making it just expensive enough. And
Jordan realized he's looking for low hearts, but if the board pairs, he's going to be in trouble because it's not hard to put her on 2-pair plus.
He's just sitting comfortably with his stack and didn't feel like giving one of the better players and tighter players at the table any chips to have to extract from later. In a difficult feat.
That's right. Those chips are power. You don't want to power up your opponents.
Yeah, especially someone like Joni, who is usually pretty serious when she puts them in the middle there. So they're hard to get back once you've given them to her. But that is a good boost for Joni, putting her back above a starting stack that she brought to this table at 344,000. And just over Jordan overall as a chip count now. So
that's right.
A good second place swing there.
Mm-hmm. Man, Luis really needing to make a move. Let's see. Whitney can't help him out here.
Yeah, Frankie in the hijack, 7-6 off. Chris doesn't wake up with anything in the cutoff. Joni, see if she can make a move on the button. She does not. Goes ahead and let that go. Luis going to set ace and ship it in, and Rudy's not going to be able to call, but
he might think about it.
He might say, it's worth a gamble. 10% of my chips, little, just a hair over 10% of my chips.
And that's exactly what he's saying. I'm reading his lips.
Yeah, 9 deuces. What is that, 4th or 5th worst hand you can possibly start with, and he's going to go and let that go. So Luis getting lucky there that Rudy didn't have anything, because that's a dynamic that we haven't really talked about. Is not only is Luis short stacked, but his small blind every time is right in Rudy's big.
Yep.
And so Rudy's going to have chips in the middle there and to defend with automatically. So Luis has got a tough hill to climb with his position and his chip stack.
That's right.
Shout out to Tracy, a Frankie fan.
Love that. No shortage of Frankie fans.
Oh, a lot of Frankie fans around here.
Well, that's right. And well-deserved, with good reason.
He's got he's 4th in chips with 180. Still some wiggle room to try to get to the top 4 placements here.
Let's see here. A hand that he could get aggressive with, speaking of Frankie, but does decide to play patiently.
Play it passively.
Joni with the ace-5. Seems like that hand's been going around a little bit.
Yeah, Luis on the button, going to take a breather and let that one go. Rudy and Jordan, the two, well, I would say 2 big stacks, but Joni just took away the second chips from Frankie, but there's still 2 big stacks going at each other in the blinds. And Rudy's going to see a flop, and Jordan's going to check his option. So a couple diamonds there for Rudy. He's going to have some equity to go ahead and bet this out here, but it is going to go check. It looks like Whitney's taking the turn.
Oh, no, not check.
No, let the graphics catch up here. We'll have a look and see what that turn was. And then the river coming out. Rudy did get there with the flush.
He did.
And Jordan made the straight. So this is it's going to be a big pot. And that wasn't the jack of diamonds on the river, was it?
No, it was the jack of spades.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, because Rudy's got the jack of diamonds. So, yeah, that's Jordan lost the minimum there.
That's
making
right.
The 1-card straight. Of course, there's 3 to a flush and the diamonds and the queens and everything else. I mean, but Rudy.
Been cracking up. You ever watch The Big Game, that poker show a while ago where they had the loose cannon with Tony G?
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
and he goes all in against Phil Hellmuth. And Phil Hellmuth makes his hand, but Tony G makes a much better hand. And he says, "You got that, Phil. You got that."
Yeah.
Jordan, hey, you got there with that straight, but unfortunately.
He had that flush on the turn. And it was a sneaky check, too. Great check by Rudy.
Indeed.
It got him that last bet out of Jordan. So Joni waking up with a real hand here in the hijack. She's going to definitely be raising this one up.
The lockbox has been activated.
It makes it 8,000 to play. No customer in Luis, Rudy.
And
Jordan has an ace. Will he defend with just an ace here?
Yeah,
he's in the small blind, so.
This is one of those hands you kind of raise or fold.
Well,
it looks like
he's in love with the ace.
He likes it.
Frankie's going to come along for some pot odds.
Okay.
Jack deuce suited.
Love to see that. A good size from Joni to get 2 customers along here to the flop.
So Frankie looking for some spades. More than likely, Jordan probably thinks that an ace could be good. Flop did come out. Give the graphics a moment to catch up here. But either way, no matter what this flop was with a check, Joni's going to she's just going to bet the nuts.
That's something for you.
That's a flop. Pretty good for ace king of diamonds. Now Jordan, he was aggressive with bottom pair before.
Oh, wow, 16,000.
Yeah, that's not a terrible sizing.
That's
Just enticing enough. And Jordan's going to go ahead and make a disciplined fold, and Johnny's going to pick up a good pot there. Hard to get any value when you have that much of it.
You got so much of the board locked up. Would have liked to see a sneaky check there, but even then, other players are going to play timid.
Yeah, they're not going to be too likely to bet into Joni with her raising pre-flop anyway.
Right. And like you said, one of the tightest players on the table.
Yeah,
Something's up.
She'll get it in there, but I think everybody knows that she wants to go to Vegas.
Jordan looks like he's fishing a little bit for information there. He's got that look in his eye.
What'd you have?
That fishing look.
Pocket pair? One diamond in your hand?
Ooh, Luis with the fives here. Now this.
Yeah, he's going to be in the hijack, so that's a difficult position to be in, but at least Rudy, the big stack, won't have any chips invested. So
Here he goes.
Fold wider here. He is going to ship it. Rudy probably going to let that go. Jordan, King, Jack could get a call, depending on, he's all in for 52,000, which is going to be about a quarter to a fifth of Jordan's stack. Two really pretty cards, and hoping your opponent has exactly what he has.
Yep. Yeah, that's true. Some sort of lower pair.
Yeah, anything tens or less. Where you have some overs. He's doing the math there, looking at stacks, seeing how much it'll cost him to try to eliminate a player here.
And those expensive blinds, I'm sure, are figuring into the calculation. Neither of these players are in the blind position.
And Frankie, obviously not.
Oh, there he goes.
Jordan's going to gamble. Frankie's going to get out of the way, obviously, with that.
Oh, and Chris with the ace-9. Let's see. We might see an extra shove on top.
No way. No way, no how.
Okay.
Not when you're only playing for 4. Not when you're only playing for 4.
He wants to, though.
He's giggling.
Look at him. He wants to.
He knows that sometimes it would be worth it, but he's not going to do it. So Luis with the best of it here with pocket fives, trying to dodge a king or a jack.
All right, what do you think, Reese? Heads or tails?
Oh, I don't know. I'm kind of rooting for the short stack
Okay.
there. And I love Jordan.
Yeah.
But I want to see some play here. I want to have a lot to talk about today.
That's right. Yeah. If Luis is out, we're just the eternal bubble.
Yeah. That's a lot of nothing there. King or jack
And a
only.
7.
And that fives are going to survive. So
Now Luis makes 3 pair.
game on. Game on. Luis has reached over the 100,000 mark with that, and definitely has some pain chips. And now Chris is actually the short stack by a little bit here. So
look out, Chris.
So big double up for Luis there, and that's what I was talking about earlier. You don't want yourself to get too short.
Did Chris hold ace-7?
No, ace-9.
Ace-9, okay.
So, yeah, so it was a good fold.
Goodness.
Good fold. Yeah, no, it was ace-9. Frankie there, looks like the whole personal mini bar thing going on there. He's relaxing, chilling.
Love that. This looks like such a friendly game, doesn't it? You got food, you got a bottle in the corner. And these players are really scrapping seriously here for that trip to Vegas.
Like I said, only a couple of them only have a few buy-ins in, so they're only in for $300-400 to win a $2,500 package deal to Las Vegas for event number 38, which is a $1,500 event, the Monster Stack event, with $1,000 on top of that for travel expenses.
Woo!
Not bad for.
Telling you, bring your friends.
150, 300. Yeah, we're gonna do it 3 more times this month, every weekend on Thursday.
Now, wouldn't it be fun? They all booked the same flight.
Oh, yeah.
Just sitting next to each other.
And they're going to share 5% equity.
That's true.
Yeah, everyone who wins a ticket shares 5% of their Vegas equity with each other.
Love that wrinkle. Great way to show a little camaraderie to each other, but also hedge your bets.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, it's fun. A little fun twist there. These guys played poker together so consistently, and a little community here in Midland. I say little.
That's pretty big.
Pretty big, but
we got a couple entries.
Jordan going to flop the world here. Unfortunately,
Oh man.
Joni doesn't have anything to come along with here, so Jordan's not going to get any sort of reward out of this one unless Joni decides to do something funny, which
chase that back door. I
don't think she will. Yeah,
there she goes.
So
a polite fold.
Jordan limping in with a 10-5, getting rewarded by flopping a lot of 10s to go with it, and picks up some much-needed chips after giving a few over to Luis.
I think a 5 was coming on the river.
It's plausible. Wouldn't have helped Joni any, so
Nope.
I think he made the maximum there.
And just like that, we are a little more even. Chris and Lewis still the short stacks, right around 100K.
Yeah, Chris just a little bit under him, so it's definitely definitely moving around. No one's really safe with these blinds.
And of course, we've got 450,000 for Rudy, 250 thereabouts for Jordan, and 350 for Joni. So the old 2, 3, 4, as we like to call it.
The blinds are still $1,000, $2,500, and $2,500 ante. These are 30-minute levels, so they got plenty of time to play. Even though the blinds are pretty critical, you can get away with a little bit of folding.
Now we've been going for about 30 minutes thereabouts, if my clock senses serve me. So we should be coming on close to the next level.
Yep. And
that'll put a
Joni
little extra
flopping a
pressure
gutter
on.
here. Luis getting a lot of nothing. It looks like a limp check pre-flop. Joni's going to bet this out, and Luis is just not going to be able
Just
to
can't.
continue. So Joni will get the big blind refund from the last hand, losing. And we're already on hand at number 24. Again, if you are joining us late, this is the final table for the $150 entry, event number 38 in Las Vegas Monster Stack event, a $1,500 event. We're giving away 4 packages to that event. So a $1,500 ticket plus $1,000 travel money. So 4 of these 6 players will be going to Vegas. And 5th place gets the remainder of the prize pool, which is a cool $1,400.
Hey, that ain't bad right there.
For a $150 entry, it's a pretty good little gig.
Yeah, nice consolation prize. Hey, you're not going to Vegas, but here's a little something for your trouble.
$1,400 could buy some more tickets for the rest of the month that we're going to be giving away.
Hey, that's a good point. Spin it up. All right, Chris with the K9. Let's see if he gets a little... Nope.
Not quite. Luis with a pocket pair. I think you either have to just raise it or let it go. It looks like he just let it go. Or Rudy with the suited ace.
Yeah, tough facing that bet from the hijack.
Yeah. I like Frankie's raise, and I don't hate Rudy's defend. And now it's just a matter of aggression. Who's going to continue to bet? Frankie here raised pre-flop so he can continue to represent any and all pocket pairs bigger than that board, and that looks like Rudy's going to believe that story.
Ooh, there he goes.
And Frankie picks up some much-needed chips there to put him closer to that 200,000 mark. Sitting at 184. And Whitney here getting ready to deal hand at number 25. Like
25.
I said, the blinds should be going up fairly soon.
Yeah, putting a lot of pressure on these players. Still 2 of them right at 100K.
The next blind level is 1,500, 3,000, 3,000.
Ooh.
Pretty sure anyway. I mean, I don't know. I just made this thing. So I'm pretty sure the next level is 15 and 3,000 with a 3,000 at big blind ante. So nice smooth raise up in the levels there. It's not going to be too bad.
Good 20% effective big blind over big blind. Increase there.
Joni with a really pretty queen 10 suited in the cutoff here. Make a move on the button. Oh, but Luis has got a real hand behind her, so he's going to be coming along regardless. I think he's got too many chips now to raise. I think he's just going to call. Yeah,
Looks
that's
like
what he does.
Mm-hmm.
He's kind of in that awkward spot where he has enough to play, but a little too much to keep shoving it around like he had to earlier with that full double up courtesy of Jordan. Rudy is going to defend his small blind, and
Jordan loves those aces.
yeah, Jordan's just going to check his option, and got a very raggedy flop, and Jordan's going to flop the best of it and lead out with the best of it.
Hard to make a pair.
6-handed.
Yeah, Jordan sure does. Making the lead. I'm surprised to see Luis go, I'll be honest.
Yeah, at the end of the day, Luis could have it raised with that hand, but given his stack size, it just kind of makes it awkward. When you've got right around 100,000,
right?
You know, any sort of kind of significant raise, you're gonna have to make it 10 to 12, and then you're at that point, you're putting over 10% of your stack in, which isn't awful, but then you got a C bet after that. So
Right.
next thing you know, bam, bam, you're half in for half your stack with
That's right. Or just shove the whole thing.
ace high. Well, you know, there's the only person that doesn't get anything is the first person out.
That's right.
No one wants to be that guy.
That's right. And that's why I don't win anything.
And Luis and Chris both floating around that 100,000 chip mark, need to continue to make that climb. Luis with 17,000 more than he started with. He started around 80, 85, and he's a little over 100 now. Chris down about a third of his stack. Took a pretty big hit. So he'll need to make a move sooner rather than later. Jordan has been all over the place, up and down and left and right, and tried to knock out Luis. Unfortunately, couldn't quite make it. Raises it up here in the small blind with ace 5 of diamonds and gets it through Frankie with absolutely nothing. So no real train wrecks just yet. No big coolers just yet. The Queen Jack versus the Queen 10 hand, that was pretty minimal damage to Luis out of Frankie, was about the only one where we could have seen some real blood drawn.
Yeah, certainly lost the minimum there.
And there's Basil in the chat.
Hey, Chat Pro, Basil.
George the Jungle.
Good to see you, Basil.
Going to come play some 1-2 today. We had some 1-2 cash games going out there on the floor. A Sunday is a 1-2 day. Of course, there's always 5 on the button action here at KoJack's, but I think they had that 1-2 already going.
Yeah, it looked like a good couple of players already there, and one on the wait list for the $5 on the button.
Joni going to pick up ace king here and raise. See if there's any other customers.
Frankie with the 9-8 in the small blind. Oh, he does let it go. And Chris actually looks like he's going to be, yeah, he's letting it go also. Joni, uncontested pot once again, chipping up. 7,500 at a time. And we are on the next level now. Big blind effective 6,000 now instead of 5,000. And of course, that small blind, ever present, $1,500. Swapping hats back and forth.
A picture of himself. Look at a photo of that hat.
It is a nice hat, though, yeah.
Absolutely, Basil. We understand it is Mother's Day.
Hey.
Take the mothers out for a nice dinner and make them happy, get them something nice, and then come play some poker afterward at KoJack. Shout out to all of the mothers out there. Happy Mother's Day, including my own, my wife, mother of my kids, everybody else. And it's their day, and we're stuck here working.
That's right. Hey, but we wouldn't be here working without you, so thank you.
Hope everyone has enjoyed their Sunday Mother's Day and maybe had a good lunch or planning a good dinner with their family, their mother, and seeing who's going to get the tickets to go to Vegas.
Boy, wouldn't that be a great Mother's Day gift?
Yeah, Basil was a bubble. I was going to call him out, but he called himself out in the chat. He he was the one that got eliminated in 5th, right behind Cole, I believe his name was, yesterday. Basil got 5th and Cole got 4th. Basil couldn't do anything about it. He turned the absolute nuts and got it in best. All he had to dodge was a spade. Unfortunately, that's exactly what came on the river for Jordan. That's one of the reasons Jordan had such a fantastic chip stack from just one flight.
Right.
It was a big pot, 3-way all in, knocked out 2 players, and Basil's going to have the chips in the middle with his straight there every time on the turn, and just hope that spade doesn't hit.
All right, here we go. A couple of action hands here. Jordan decides to play the the Jack 9. Frankie with the ace queen suited. Ace Quisha.
Yeah, ace Quisha. Chris is going to defend his ducks. Look for one other duck on the flop here.
Yeah, I don't see a world where this checks all the way down to the river. But we'll see. We'll see.
Jordan was the aggressor. King 10-4. No real help to anyone. Gut shot for both Jordan and Frankie, and Chris with the best of it, but the ugliest of it.
And they are holding each other's outs, too.
Yeah, and nothing Chris can do here, or Frankie. Just going to let that go and let Jordan take that little pre-flop raise chips there.
Betting to take it.
I can't put all my chips on the line with pocket deuces. You know, mathematically, it's the same thing as ace king, and I get it, but it just feels so
It
bad.
feels weird.
So, but Chris just trying to catch a sneaky set there with the deuces to get some much needed chips, puts him down around the 75,000 mark. Blinds are up 1,500 to 3,000 with a 3,000 big blind ante. So he's a little more than 10 bigs left. Going to need to find a moment here. Frankie picking up a hand. Ace, king, and hijack.
Let's see if Chris makes this his moment. He will absolutely have a customer.
Any kind of
King
pocket
three?
pair? Nope.
Nope.
That's not going to do it.
Not going to do it. Not good enough.
Frustrated fold there. See him with the rubbing the forehead, little twitch back and forth, saying, "Come on, give me something here."
Yeah.
No one else is going to have anything else there, so Frankie will pick up a round of antes and blinds. Shows the ace king, showing everybody being friendly.
Yep. Even six-handed, even when you're out for blood, you're still going to throw him a bone every once in a while.
Oh yeah, let him know that you're not getting out of line, not getting out of line.
Even with that bottle over there, not getting out of line.
Dealer Whitney in the box from San Angelo, dealing at this final table here. Playing down to 4.
You know, I don't know Whitney very well, but she's already one of my favorite dealers.
She's fantastic.
One of my favorite.
I give her a hard time there in San Angelo. She likes to always makes mistakes when I'm walking by. That's what she says. I don't make mistakes unless you're right there.
You know,
okay, whatever.
I know that story. I know how that goes.
Everything's fine until the boss is around.
That's right. That's right. That added pressure.
Frankie finally picks up, or I'm sorry, Frankie got another ace.
Another ace. Lets it go.
Deuce.
Ace rag.
Yep. Joni with a lot of nothing. Luis sitting patiently with his newfound chips. Rudy in the small, just going to let that walk right through to Jordan. Do not blame him. There's no reason to get any more war that they've been on since the beginning.
That's right. As the chip leader, you kind of just wait for your spots. Unless you're Rudy, and you make your own.
Basil, I don't do anything to make anybody nervous. I just walk around.
What you don't know is Reese is about 8 feet tall, very muscular.
Not about muscular anymore. Getting old. Need to hit that.
Oh, man. Tell me about it. Tell me about it. I worked out for the first time a couple weeks ago, and I think I was sore until today. Yikes.
That would be me. Hand number 32.
Joni with the canine.
No.
She's going to get away from it. Those dogs are not barking at her. Not today.
Rudy picking up an ace finally. Want to make something happen here on the dealer button, and do not blame him.
He's gonna.
Raise it up. Looks like 10,000 there. Maybe
Just a couple of chips.
Jordan getting out of the way, and does Frankie wake up with anything? No, he's going to let his ace rag go, and Rudy will pick up some blinds that he lost in that orbit there and get back to where he was 5 minutes ago.
Always feels good.
Tournaments, just surviving orbits. Surviving orbits.
That's right. Yeah, you don't want to get sixth place. I have a feeling a lot of the action's really going to open up once we eliminate one of these players.
Well, that's going to be the end of it.
Right.
You know, the only person that doesn't get anything is the next one out.
That's right.
So $1,400 cash doesn't does not sound bad. 1 iota whenever you're only in it for 150, maybe 300, maybe 2 bullets. It's a good little payday. I mean, it's
no
not,
glory, but you get a little cash.
It's not a Vegas package, but like I said, it's a good refund to get into the other Vegas package tournaments we're going to be having the rest of the month.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a lot of opportunities to get out there and play in the WhatsApp. WhatsApp. Of course, World Series of Poker.
WSOP. Jordan on the button here, making a move with the Queen 4 suited, hoping that Frankie and Chris don't wake up with anything here. He is correct in both cases. See if Chris gets sticky with his suited king.
We can see the cards. He can't.
Yeah.
Even seeing the cards, it's a tough.
Yeah, I think he knows he's getting into folder shove territory.
Yep. Each one of those blinds.
Nope, he's going to see a flop.
There he goes.
He was halfway there, called 45.
Looking for a king or a couple of clubs.
See what dealer Whitney here.
Ooh.
Does not quite cooperate with either player. Jordan with the pre-flop aggression has the motive to continue here.
Now, Chris does have what I would like to call a double backdoor, double gutter ball.
And to some people, that's just enough to keep calling. But I don't think that's going to be the case for Chris here.
I don't think that's wise.
He's what they say is there's a lot of good turn cards.
That's right.
But he's not going to get there to see any of them. Jordan keeping up the aggression there, keeping it down on Chris with his lowering chip stack. He's at 66,000.
Bleeding out.
I mean, right at about 10 bigs left. So he will need to pick a spot here shortly. We are in hand number 33.
Lucky number 33.
This final table. 6 players. We should have had 10, but ended up with 6 thanks to double bagging, triple bagging, last hand eliminations, just a whirlwind of events that condensed what should have been a full final table of 95 entries, 10 qualifiers, down to 6 bodies only.
I can't remember where I heard it, but it's something like if poker was a game of chance, then how come the same people keep winning over and over again? Where's that from?
That's an impressive feat by Joni, going 3 for 3 in the flights. And Rudy right there raising it up with the 7s. He won. He bagged in the first 2. So
Yep.
he I don't think he even fired a bull in the third one. I think he had something going on. So, but Joni kept up the momentum into all 3 flights.
And Rudy with lucky number 77 on hand number 33. Oh, 34.
Joni laughing at Rudy saying, "Sir, this is my big blind. You continue to take." But he had a real hand, Miss Joni. No shame, no shame.
That's right. And just like that, hand 35. Level 2 for the day. 6 players still playing. Chris, the short stacked, 64,000. Out of an effective 6,000 big blind, gives him just over 10 big blinds. We've got Luis at 94K, right around 15 thereabouts, effective big blinds. And then we've got the 3 big stacks. Jordan, right near 300K. Joni, right near 350K. And Rudy, the champion so far, right near 450K. Folds the king 6. Jordan getting out of the way with the dirty diaper. Frankie sees an ace.
In the cutoff, try to take some of the blinds from some of these short stack there on his left end. Chris Jack 8 lets that go. Luis is just not picking up many hands.
Now, I'd argue Frankie has the best position at the table with the short stacks to his left.
Yeah, he's whenever he's the button, Joni is going to have the big blind, which is going to be tough to get through. But you know, it could be argued that he's in a difficult position because any kind of move that he makes could be any moment for Chris to shove.
Right.
So it's if you're gonna, in other words, if you're gonna put out 12, you better be prepared to call 64.
Yep.
Because Chris is gonna have to wake up with something soon enough here to defend with. And while Joni may have a larger folding range than most, she picks up hands too.
That's true.
You got to be careful.
Yeah, these cards are coming around.
And
Frankie,
another pretty hand.
Speaking of which, the queen jack, not the KoJack. No, that imposter hand.
See if he wants to continue. He's got the appearance of being a little bit either on a heater or in a stealing spree.
That's right.
One or the other. So does Chris pick up something he can defend with here? It doesn't look like it. We got the soda in hand.
We got the soda. We got the face rub. 10-3, not going to do it.
Nothing there. Luis lets the middling ace. No, he's going to call. He's going to defend with the middling ace. Of course, Frankie just called, so Rudy's going to get to see it free. Nope, never mind. Well, let's see what the graphic touch up here.
Yep.
Looks like it's over with. So it looks like Luis raised. That's a good raise there from Luis to punish the limper there in Frankie.
Chipping up, staying right near 100K.
Yeah. Comfortably right there. Not super comfortably, but definitely ahead of Chris, who is bled down to about 65,000 in chips.
Frankie actually not sitting so pretty now at 173K. Not that far off from Luis and Chris.
Yeah, about where he started the table with. Like I said, the biggest gainer at the table is Rudy. Jordan fought back from the bottom of the barrel. Of course, he came in as second chips and lost a big flip with Luis, but slowly got it back in a couple of hands, and he's creeping back up on the 300,000 mark.
Creeping.
Chris cannot catch a break.
Johnny's
Johnny's
suited
still
queen.
getting nothing.
Out of there. Luis 5-4. Needs a little help.
And Rudy gives Jordan another walk. That's 2 walks he's given him whenever he's been given the opportunity.
There you go. That's what happens. Get that respect.
Yeah, now we can raise it up later and get Jordan's big blind to get some of that money back.
There you go. It is the long game that we're playing here.
Only playing for 4. Got some people watching the streams. You've been watching it now for about an hour. Who's got a prediction? Who's got some? Who's going to be the top 4? That's what we're looking for. You've got to watch them play for about an hour now. So who's making the right moves? Who's catching the cards? Who's looking good to run it up and get in that top 4 package prize position? Again, everybody but one gets something. The first person out gets a handshake from me, and that's it. 5th
Be
place.
worth something someday.
Yeah, you tell your friends.
There you go.
5th place is going to get a $1,400 payday, and the other 4 get a $2,500 value package to Las Vegas for the $1,500 event, the Monster Stack, and $1,000 travel money.
Chris, another one of those double gutter, backdoor double situations here.
Yeah,
Looking for some running clubs or maybe some running straight cards.
called about a quarter of a stack pre-flop to see with King 8 suited. I think he did it last time with King 8 suited, wasn't it? It was just the club variety. So,
And it looks like Chris folds.
Yeah, he's trying to find something here.
He is short now, less than 10 effective bigs.
Yeah, he's right where Luis was when he found a hand to double up with.
And we got a little chair swap. Obviously, Jordan prefers the stitched quilted leather pattern of the chair. Hey, when you own a Double Dave's, you get to make those calls.
That's it.
Now, Chris is certainly in shove or fold territory here.
Yeah, in the big blind as we speak, 6,000 of
That's
that,
gonna hurt.
less than 50. So hopefully he wakes up with something he can play with here and defend with. Joni's not going to have anything there. Going to let the camera check her hand and going to let that Jack 9 offsuit go. Luis letting his hand go as well. Rudy not waking up with anything. Jordan with the 3 deuce. Now, was 3 deuce or is it 3-5 is Charlie's hand?
Charlie's the 5-3.
5-3. Okay.
Yeah. You got to get them in order, too. Yeah, 3-5, totally loser hand. 5-3, on the other hand, look out.
That's too funny. But he's going to make a move with this 3 deuce on the button. I do not blame him. Going to put the pressure on Chris there.
Yep.
And Chris wakes
has
up
the
with
Charlie.
and he's just laughing. And that's all Jordan's hoping for.
Yep.
So Jordan making a little bit of gamble there. Raise it up a little bit and hoping you don't wake up with anything.
Paid off that time.
He knows the value of 6th place, and it is 0.
That's right.
Unfortunately. So
Undefined.
Chris needing a good hand here.
And needing a couple of chips, looks like making change from Rudy.
Yep. Finds himself in the small blind. 1,500. He's only got about 45,000 behind. He's to wake up with a hand and run with it. Luis did it. Why not Chris?
That's right. I see him waving at Whitney. A little flirting doesn't hurt.
Get on the dealer's good side
That's
in
it.
any table. Luis not waking up with anything here. Rudy in the hijack with 8-7.
And Luis really holding on, playing the hold on game really well. I think when he gets up, we're going to see some claw marks on the table.
Jordan still may have larceny on the mind. I got it last time and see if he can do it again. Holding on to that Jack 4 suited a little longer than he probably should.
Yeah, he does have Frankie crushed. He doesn't know it, but it's pretty funny. Larceny.
Yep, and here it comes again, raising it to 8,000. Oh, there's the hand for Chris.
There it is.
This is gonna be it right here.
That is a monster. And
No, he just called.
calls.
Interesting. He's gonna see if he can. He was in there for the small blind. 1,500 just called a little bit more to get to see a flop.
Ooh.
And that's not the flop he's looking
Not
for.
the
That's going to be
flop.
enough for Jordan to continue with and represent that ace that he has well represented.
Yeah, Chris really missed an opportunity there. Playing out of the small blind in first position would have given him a great spot to shove on any flop, especially a flop with an ace.
Yeah.
And that would have got Jordan right out of the pot.
Yeah. It's
But
Chris trying to see a cheap flop there and let himself get a little bit on the lower side to where you start to lose some of that fold equity.
that's right.
But like I said, Luis did it. Why not Chris? We can get a double up and get back into the mix. Luis now down less than 100,000 in chips. And
Now it looks like the level has increased, if I read the graphics correctly.
yeah, 2,000, 4,000 with a 4,000 big blind ante.
And we are up to an 8,000 big blind effective. So Chris, right near 4 bigs.
Yeah, Luis back down to around the 10 mark as well. So as tournaments do, things move along with the blinds.
Mm-hmm. Rudy with the K9 under the gun. Throws a couple of chips in the middle. Love to see that.
Yeah, shout out to Debbie, Frankie's sister, is rooting for him.
Hey. All right.
What did I miss?
It looks like a couple of chips flying around the table.
Nothing too major, nothing too major. Right where we were. Chris sitting at 38,000 and Luis at 87,000.
Yeah, still right around 4 effective bigs. Now this non-suited ace, look at him. He's playing the song in his head, Do I Call?
Ace is pretty strong, 6-handed. Joni has the first decent-looking hand that she has seen in a little bit. But
Quite a
Chris
while.
is going to shove this in with ace 4 off.
There it is.
It's hard to call off that much
Ooh.
with king 10, but she does have the chips to do it with. But Luis has definitely got the hand to do it with here.
Yep.
And yeah, we're going to see that call here. So Chris is going to be at risk here. Luis with the pocket nines. Rudy looking at the ace deuce offsuit.
Getting a good price.
Yeah, with his chip stack, he's got 450,000. It definitely has the room to try to eliminate someone from the tournament with a mediocre hand, just any ace.
That's right. He will have to play for that other 50,000 more than likely.
Yeah, it's difficult for Rudy to make the over flat call here, knowing that Chris and or Luis could have an ace in their hand. When you have a deuce with yours, it's on the little tougher side. He does let it go, yeah. Hard to call off there with ace deuce.
Forfeiting the blind.
And this is going to be for Chris's tournament stake here. Ace 4 offsuit against Luis's pocket nines, looking for an ace or a lot of fours on this flop.
Not exactly a coin flip, this one.
Nope,
Oh, there's a couple of spades.
Spades eliminated.
And
some of his outs,
another one.
And Luis is going to win that with a 9 high. So we have our 6th place finisher in Chris. Fantastic performance.
Good job, Chris.
Getting to this point, beating out 90 other players in the field of this $150 entry Vegas package. So shout out to Chris. And does that mean he gets to come help run the stream?
I guess so. I guess so. And he's got a nice handshake with his name on it, sounds like.
That's a unfortunate to see him get eliminated. Was definitely a little bit rooting for Chris there. Of course, he is my technical operator and dealer here at KoJack's, but great performance and beating out a lot of people. So we are now down to 5.
Well, we got all winners over here. Now it's just who's going to be the worst winner? The lowest winner.
The least winner? I don't know.
How do you say that?
They're all winners from this point on.
That's right.
$1,400 to the next person eliminated. And after that, it will be all over.
Now, Luis going to have to make some moves, but he and Frankie are actually pretty close in stack. So
it's still anybody's game to get 5th place here.
Anyone's game.
With the blinds at 2-4 with a 4,000 big blind ante, you're looking at 10K in orbit.
That's right. That is steep.
Yep. As is per tournament play have to eventually start making some moves, which we have seen. And a lot of these players, a lot of good poker, some good hands. Saw some early aggression out of Rudy to build himself up to that almost $500,000 mark and kind of slowed down to enjoy the fruits of his aggression early, which is what you definitely need to do whenever you're only playing for a top 4 position.
That's right. And we should see some loosening up of the action now that we've burst the bubble.
That's it. That's it. And we have Donna and Debbie, Frankie's sister and wife.
Hey.
It's Mother's Day here.
Yeah.
Mother's Day, and he's playing for a Vegas ticket. Got to cut the guy a break. Hopefully he'll be taking them out to dinner later. And Terry saying good luck to Joni and Jordan.
There we go. Couple of J names.
They are still here. They are vying for those one more person to get eliminated to get one of those tickets to Las Vegas.
Ooh.
Frankie going to be getting the gut shot here. Jordan going to continue the aggression. And if Frankie makes this call, your call of things loosening up are real.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I don't see Frankie going anywhere, especially not hitting that 6.
Yeah, and
that is top pair.
You know, he called out Jordan here, and so we'll see if Jordan continues the aggression. Pretty difficult to continue the aggression on that whenever Frankie's in the big blind and can have all of those cards in his range.
Yeah, and tough to represent a 3 from the small blind.
Yeah, any 3, any ace-X suited, little of all of those will definitely be in the big blinds range. So Jordan going to posture here for a little while on Frankie's $20,000 bet and probably
Frankie
not
going to take
along.
a sip.
Yep.
Yeah, 20,000, pretty steep.
And Jordan, even in Jordan's mind, I think he's thinking, is there a 7 in that deck? Is a 7 coming?
And
even though we can see he's got any 7, any 8.
Right.
Or a 3 for a chop.
And he does let it go.
Let it go. And
Frankie shows the 6.
I don't know if he showed a 6 or a king there, but probably a 6. He's been showing honestly when he does show.
Just helping the game out, you know?
Yeah. So if you just are now joining us, this is the final 5 of the $150 entry to win a $2,500 package deal to Las Vegas, event number 38 of the World Series of Poker, the Monster Stack event. Last year won by a local here from KoJack's Braxton for $1.2 million and a big, beautiful bracelet. And we're going to send 4 people out of these last 5 to see if they can have a KoJack's rep take it down 2 years in a row.
That's right. We got to keep it in the family here.
That would be impressive.
That would be great. Rudy, speaking of which, with the KoJack.
Finally picking up a decent hand. He's been a little dry lately.
He has been.
Cool. Jordan letting the Queen 7 go. Frankie with the suited blackjack, ace 10 of diamonds, going to definitely defend in this position here. Joni not waking up with anything. She's
out
cold decked as well. So a pretty good battle between 2 pretty hands with 5 players many. 7, 3, 9 misses both. So let's see if Rudy continues his pre-flop regression here.
Sure does.
1,000.
Keep the foot on the gas right there.
Frankie's going to come along. He's still got 2 overcards there.
Technically has the best
Picks
hand.
up the gut shot. Rudy picking up heart draw outs. He's checking back to see if his king is in fact a heart, and then see what the river brings.
That's right. And we are waiting. Oh, and we don't actually get to see the river. Could have been a heart.
I was going to go see my mom, but it's already too late. I needed to know
And just like that, we are moving on. Hand 45. Playing to win right here. Actually, all these players are winners. And we've got Addie the Batty watching and rooting for Jordan. Love Kristen. I'll make sure to pass that along. Love that handle too, Addie the Batty. That's good. Good stuff right there. And Jordan now in the cutoff with the J6. Let's see if he decides to play a suited jack. Rudy letting go of the non-suited connectors there. Yikes. Let's see if Jordan makes the call here. He's going to be calling into trouble. He sure does throw a couple of chips in there. Whoa, there goes my phone. Couldn't exactly make out if that was a raise or a call here. Looks like a raise to 12.5. Frankie posturing a little bit. Got the Cowboys making a 3-bet. Okay, decides not to make the shove, even though he is fairly short stacked. Just a 3-bet, maybe enticing Jordan. Let's see if Jordan can sniff this out. Is it too enticing? That is the question. Jordan putting in some chips right there. And it looks like we are going to a flop here. Makes the call. Jordan hoping for diamonds. Oh, wow. And there is a king on the flop. Top set for Frankie on the dealer button. Excellent position. Excellent cards. Jordan, unfortunately, just doesn't have a lot to continue, so I don't expect him to stay around for too much longer. Hits a 6. Oh, and now turns a diamond draw. A pair and a flush draw. I'm told that's good. And then Frankie checks it down. No diamond on the river. And Jordan putting together a couple of chips, it looks like. Is he going to bet this? Is he going to lead out on the river? Should be a snap all in from Frankie for any amount. And we're getting a count here. Looks like a pretty serious bet. Sizable bet right there. 45,000. I can't imagine Frankie is too afraid of... Yeah, there he goes. All in right there. No, just makes a call. Or some sort of raise. There's only a few options here. It's either a call or a raise. And I'll be honest, I'd be surprised not to see a raise. And it looks like we do have that raise to 95K. Not an all-in situation with top set. And once again, Jordan finds himself at the bet that is all too enticing. But can he sniff it out as too enticing?
I stepped away and came back just in time for the biggest pot of the tournament so far.
Yeah, you got some action right here.
Looks like Jordan flopped the middle pair, picked up a diamond draw on the turn. All the while, Frankie flopped the 3 set of kings here.
God, how does he do it? He catches up instantly.
And he's playing it well. Look at him. Stoic.
Stoic.
Not giving any indication on where he is. And Jordan is saying, did he miss a draw? Does he really have a deuce?
And if it weren't for Rudy shuffling chips there in the bottom left, I would think this is a freeze frame.
Yeah, no, he very smartly lets that go. There's just too much there. It's just a pure bluff if he thinks he's got the best there with Jack 6. And Frankie hasn't shown a tendency to bluff.
Not yet.
Not yet. So good lay down there by Jordan, and still has over 200,000 in chips. So he will still have some ammunition here, and that's going to build Frankie up to 277,000 in chips. So a good, well-timed hand there. Frankie needed to pick up.
And just like that, the field is much, much closer. Frankie doing a good job. Jordan taking a big hit, but Luis still kind of hanging on there.
Yeah, he's still got 125,000 with the 4,000 big blind, 4,000 big blind ante.
Joni, a little suited ace action right there.
Best hand that she's seen for a little while. And definitely on the button, so we should see a raise here out of her. Looks like she's going to make it 15,000 to come along.
And Luis with the queen 9, not quite good enough in shove or fold territory here.
And Rudy giving her some John back to her. They're talking about stealing each other's big blinds. She got some revenge there, taking Rudy's big blind.
You know what? Go ahead and take it this time.
Hand number 47. About an hour and 20 minutes into this final table
Heyo.
of the $150 entry, $2,500 WSOP package to event number 38, the Monster Stack event on June 14th, 15th, or 16th is the starting dates on those. So 4 of these players will be winning a package to that event worth $2,500, $1,500 for the event, and $1,000 worth of travel accommodations.
And the 5th player,
$1,400.
$1,400.
Not bad. Not bad for a tournament of this size here.
So we're kind of playing for second place at this point.
Yeah.
None of these players really look like they want that.
Now, I will say we are commentating from the future, looking at 15 minutes in the past, and we are going to be taking a short break here soon, and we will put up a timer for you guys when we come back from that break.
We got a little bit of trouble with the card reader, it looks like.
As is prone on some of these live stream
It
programs.
happens. Hey, if it can go wrong, it's going to go wrong.
That's it. That's it.
At least you got a couple of barrels of laughs over here with Reese and myself. We'll keep you occupied. We'll tell some copyrighted jokes from other comedians.
There you go.
And
Frankie's actually thinking about something here.
he's got a real decision. I'm thinking Frankie's got, he shows. I should have guessed before he showed. It was a Sudade's.
Sudade's looked like there.
I honestly was going to say that.
Sudade's.
I was going to say a Sudade's. It looked like ace-9 maybe.
Yeah, well, the man is on a heater.
Yeah.
Pocket Kings, Sudade's, and still a little bit of money from Joni, Rudy, and I think he was under the gun there and stole the blinds from Luis and Rudy.
No simple feat right there. All these players very scrappy at the poker table.
Yeah. And we are going to be taking a short, about a 15-minute break, and be coming back to the game. And so I'll put a timer up here, guys. The players are going to take a short break, and we're going to take a short break, and we're going to be with you to see who gets these 4 tickets to Las Vegas for event number 38, the Monster Stack event. Again, it's a $1,500 event with $1,000 of travel money to go with that $2,500 package. And the 5th place person will be getting $1,400 cash, which was left over of the $11,400 prize pool on this $150 entry. And so don't go anywhere. See what we who's going to be going to Vegas.
That's right. Yeah, place your bets in chat, or just pick a favorite. Who do you think is going to be the final 4?
Yep. We're gonna find out shortly. So we're gonna take a quick break and see you guys back here in about 10-15 minutes. We'll leave it up to the players.
There you go.
And we are back from a quick break, and we had a little technical difficulties on the table, getting some of that stuff set back up, correcting some of the readers. So you're going to have to deal with us just for a little bit here. But I brought this while we were waiting.
But we got promos.
We got
Look at
promos.
this.
We got the May Vegas series that's going on. This was this event right here, this $150 Vegas Monster Stack. See the day 2 here that is going on right now. And these are the other 2 events that we have going on. The 150 Vegas Millionaire Maker, which is pretty much the exact same thing we're doing with this one, but it's for event number 54 in Vegas. But starting this Thursday is this one right down here, the Vegas main event seat. That's the big one.
That's the one. That's the one you want.
That's the big one. Starting this Thursday, May 16th, flight A, B, and C, Thursday, Friday, Saturday at 6 p.m. This Thursday, Friday, Saturday, we're gonna give away a $10,000 seat plus $2,000 travel money.
That's right. That's going to be
$12,000 package for only a $200 entry cost.
What is the odds on that? I mean, it's just crazy, you know. The value per dollar.
I don't want to talk about the odds because Joni bagged all 3 flights of this one.
That's true.
I mean, you know, you've got we had just under 100 entries into this one, and I'm expecting quite a bit more for this main event ticket starting this Thursday. It's like I said, it's a $10,000 entry tournament. You know, that's a once in a lifetime for 99% of people.
A lot of people
To play in a tournament of that size. It's the biggest. It's the biggest one in the world.
That's right.
You know, that's what we're going to be giving away twice this month.
Sounds easy enough. Yeah, just bring your run good and beat out a field of players. You know,
this coming Sunday, and then 2 weeks from this coming Sunday, we'll squeeze in the $150 Millionaire Maker into that. Like I said, the event number 54.
There you go.
There, which is going to be real similar to the one we're giving away today. It's a $1,500 event that we're going to be giving away $1,000 travel money on that as well. So this Thursday, I mean, are you going to fire any bullets into that thing?
I'm going to have to. Honestly, I'm going to have to, and I'll be easy competition too. So just take my money, everybody.
It's only a $200 entry.
That's right.
To win a $12,000 package. I mean, that's a big deal. The biggest tournament in the world, and you know, ESPN, the whole 9 yards.
Everything. Yeah. Hey, we'll get you there, and we'll get you a ticket.
That's pretty good for only $200. All you got to get is the top 10%. Top 10% of every flight, and then join us here on the live stream and get to play down to one winner.
That's right.
And in that one, the wrinkle, the caveat.
Here we go.
5% share equity.
5%.
Amongst everyone at the final table here at KoJack. So if you qualify and get to the final table, and if you are at the final table for the event for this coming week and the one at the end of the month, 5% shared amongst the entire final table. So you'll be able to have a little bit of a stake, a little bit of sweat.
Yeah, somebody to root for.
Going to the main event. So back to the game here where we are looking for these guys. There's 5 remaining. We're looking for 4 of them to send to Las Vegas.
Yeah, so we're looking for the next loser, the next winner. It's hard to say because everybody's winning right now.
$1,400.
That's it. That is not a bad payday after $100.
$1,400 cash prize, which was the leftover from the prize pool divisor of $2,500 per ticket. $1,400 leftover, so that's going to go to the 5th place person out of Rudy, Jordan, Frankie, Joni, or Luis here. The short stack at the moment is Luis with $125,000. Second ladder up is Jordan, just under $200,000. Frankie has built himself up to about $275,000. Joni, a little bit of a gap there to $345,000, and then Rudy's still sitting on the top with $462 in chips. This is his ticket to give away.
That's right. He's going to hang on to it as best he can, though. If I know anything about Rudy, and getting a king on the river.
Yeah, and he's gonna take the they turned over here and just laugh and say, "Oh, there you go."
That's it.
And take down this pot here.
And everybody's saying, "Not me, not me, not me, not me, not me." And we got Whitney in the box here. She's been dealing like crazy.
Oh yeah,
this whole time, no breaks, nothing.
Yep, Whitney there from San Angelo. The I was going to blame her for the technical difficulty for kicking the cord out of the table, but I don't think her legs are long enough. I don't think they can reach the floor.
Yeah, that's you can kind of tell.
So we had to reset some of the readers there. So, but we are back in action on a 15-minute delay. Looking
Frankie.
for one more elimination.
Now you got to wonder, did the 15-minute delay help Frankie get that king-queen right there? Let's see. If he plays it, which he should, IMO. Here he goes. Putting together a couple of chips, throwing them in. Joni with the suited ace on the dealer button. Ooh, and Luis, suited connectors.
Sharing the clubs as well. See if he comes along and get an ugly flop here. Nope, Joni's going to get away from it. And Luis is going to defend. Nope, it looked like he put the chips, so it might have just been his small blind he was pitching there to Whitney. And Rudy with a lot of nothing here, not going to be able to make this a call. And so Frankie's going to pick up the blinds there with the king-queen offsuit.
Chipping up. Frankie, not exactly, I wouldn't say anybody with a healthy chip stack, but Frankie certainly not too far behind right now.
No, he's like I said, no one's in dire straits at the moment, but definitely moves need to be made. But no one wants to be the last one eliminated without getting a ticket.
There's a big debate, I think, among poker players who play tournaments. Do you go by the big blind value? Do you go by the M value, which is the cost per orbit? Or do you go with the big blind plus the ante? You know what? To keep things simple, I'm just going to say the M value right now, 10K. I'm just going to call by M. Because that's a real easy way to divide Luis's 123,000 chip stack into a nice even 10 or 12, almost 12 and a half orbits is what he's got left. So he's got a little time to make something happen. He's still dangerous right now. His chip stack represents just under 50% of even some of the healthier players there. Joni, for example, at 345,000. And Rudy, though, is the one with the ace-king right now. Jordan with the pair of fives. Middle pair actually has the best of it, and we're once again blind versus blind. These two players have been going at it. Jordan goes ahead and bets the 8,000. Rudy, kind of a decision to make. He doesn't have a pair, but he does have the two overs. No backdoor flush draw. Backdoor straight draw, though, if he does decide, or if he does decide to hit the 3 and 4. And there's that 4. So I guess he decided to hit the 4 there. Doesn't improve Jordan's hand. He's still got the best of it. And he's going to go ahead and bet the best of it and get Rudy to fold the ace-king, the big slick.
Yeah, that's Rudy protecting the fortress he has built.
That's right.
He knows that this is his ticket to lose with over 450,000 chips in play. Almost the equivalent of 2 or 3 other stacks at the table.
That's
combined.
Right. That is right. Yeah, bottom 2 combined easily. And he's got his little fortress. I think this is somewhat of a targeted move here. He's got his fortress set angled towards
Jordan.
Jordan.
Okay.
That's pretty funny. And we got Nikki in the background over there taking a food order, it looks like. So if you ever come out to KoJack's, yeah, we pick up food for you. You just let us know what you want. We'll make a way to get it to you.
Yeah, I think they were talking to Jordan about what's on the menu at Double Dave. As of course, Jordan's pizza shop here in San Angelo, Double Dave's. I think they were ordering from there.
Great pizza, by the way.
Wonder if they got a discount from him.
Well, we'll see how he does in this tournament, maybe.
Lewis is going to raise it for the first time here that I've seen in a while with the King 9 suited. Jordan and Frankie coming along with the aces. Frankie with the gut shot, backdoor flush draw. Jordan with a lot of nothing, and Lewis whiffs as well. So Jordan with the best of it mathematically here, but Luis can keep up the aggression here and probably get Jordan and Frankie to go away. Frankie could get a little sticky.
He might get sticky. A lot of turn cards will bring him a lot more equity. Luis, though, really needs to make a move. I would have liked to see a bigger bet than just
only 10,000 into a pot of 34. So it's going to be It'd be hard to get both of them to fold. Yeah, especially Jordan. Jordan still,
Yeah,
he says,
he
still
loves
have
the
ace,
aces.
and that's going to get Frankie to go away. I think it would have been one or the other. No, if Jordan made a move.
Wow,
Yeah, Jordan
yeah.
raised in 34. That's a great move there. by
Excellent
Jordan.
raise.
And I wasn't. Was thinking about it a little bit. What would Luis need to do here if Jordan and/or Frankie raised? And Jordan did it for me.
Mm-hmm.
And a great move there by Jordan, keeping the pressure on. Again, this is the 5 left. Only 4 people get tickets, so you're going to be able to see Rudy and Jordan, and even Joni, if she chooses to, put some of those chips on display for Luis and Frankie, and even Jordan a little bit. He's down to less than $250,000 in chips. Frankie just a little over $250,000 in chips. Luis is only short stack at 100,000, so he's definitely going to be the target for some of these players.
That's right. Right at 10 orbits right now. M value. Jordan picking up the king 10. He loves aces, but it looks like he likes king 10 just as much.
And he's got the button.
And he does raise it up to 16K.
A lot of nothing for Frankie or Joni, so he's going to pick up the blinds there on the button.
Yep, that's it. Joni getting out of the way.
She hasn't gotten many hands tonight.
She had
just
ace king
after
a couple of times. I struggle to say she's been cold decked, but
It's not been able to get very active with many hands.
that's right. It's not exactly the hands that you get. It's the situations that those hands provide.
And being in between 2 short stacks, you can make moves, but you can also get yourself handcuffed real quick.
That's right. Man, it looks like we've got a Whitney fan in the chat, too. Vicky Ragsdale saying Whitney rocks.
Yeah, that is
3 exclamation points.
a San Angelo River League Poker Club member, long-time regular member there, Miss Vicky, her and Thurman.
And we got Caleb giving a little criticism to the announcers here. Funny story. I think I've been watching so many ghost videos lately that I'm not actually alive.
Oh, okay.
So he called it out perfectly.
That's true. That's true. Getting the soft monotone going and
That's right.
the vibe with the videos. Jordan picking up a blackjack, and raise it up here and get it through the blinds as Luis and Joni don't pick up anything to defend with. And Jordan slowly trying to creep back up and get himself some ammunition that he has lost here and there. But he's definitely been one of the more active players at the table, so it's been kind of a roller coaster for him.
Yeah, there aren't many cards he doesn't like. And there aren't many streets he doesn't bet. And you like to see that.
Yeah. And here they are coming to the actual scheduled break, given the color ups here. And this won't take too long. We're going to stay with you here through this while Kevin and Whitney get some of the coloring done on the table. Because I think that they just went to a quick break and to color up the chips. So don't go anywhere. We're not going to be gone too long from the table. But it gives us a moment to talk a little bit about this coming week.
We got a couple things going on.
The main event. So this time next week, we're going to be right here doing this exact same thing.
Yep.
Except we're giving away a $12,000 package,
Woo.
$10,000 ticket, and $2,000 traveling expenses.
That sounds like
That's
that sounds like quite the packages to get.
And it's only $200 to play.
Unbelievable.
$200 to play. So if you are in the Midland, Odessa, West Texas area and can get over to KoJack's this week, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday at 6 p.m., flights A, B, and C. We're going to take 10% from each one of the flights and come to a final table right here, same time, 3 o'clock next Sunday.
That's it.
And we're going to watch somebody win a trip to Vegas.
Yeah, for basically the cost of a Big Mac, give or take. Give or take.
Get in there.
You get in there.
with a large Coke.
That's right.
Yeah, $200 to play in a tournament to get in the top 10% of each flight to play for a ticket into the main event. That's the big boy event.
That's the one.
And we're going to do it twice.
That's
We're going to do it again at the end of the month. So this coming week, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, $200 main event. Week after that is going to be a $150 entry millionaire maker event.
Love that.
And that's event number 54 in Vegas, which is also a $1,500 event. And we're going to give away $1,000 travel expenses to Vegas for that one. And then the last week of the month, we're going to do the main event ticket again for just $200.
Man, crazy. Yeah, get out there. And all you have to do is come here and play your game.
Oh yeah,
That's it. Just
You
play some poker.
Just get hot and real
it.
quick, and then hope that run good carries on to Vegas and get on ESPN
Yep.
and cable, and I don't. Is it still ESPN? 'Cause
I think Poker Go carries it
Yeah,
now.
yeah, Poker Go, and I think ABC or NBC is picking up some of the coverage as well. But either way, you're going to be on television, hopefully winning millions of
That's
dollars,
it.
bringing it back here to Midland, Texas.
Oh,
So
and we know you will. We know you will.
we'll know you have to bring at least 5%.
That's true.
Because each one of the winners of the smaller tickets, this one and the one 2 weeks, and on the two main events, 5% of any equity earned in Las Vegas from these tournaments comes back to the other winners
Right.
of these tickets. And then the main event tickets, anyone who makes the final table. So for $200, you can come play in our main event this week and then week after next. And if you make the final table, you have an automatic 5% equity in whoever does win. If you don't happen to win,
Right.
a 5% equity into whatever they win in Vegas.
Unbelievable.
Pretty
Yeah.
cool.
Good
So-
way to hedge your bets. Good way to build some camaraderie.
Oh yeah, they
Get
have
a little-
some equity stake and horses in the Vegas World Series of Poker in 3 different events. So of the 5 people we have left, 4 of them are getting tickets, and they're all going to share 5% of any money's won in Vegas for event number 38. Next week, any money's won in the main event goes to the entire final table here at KoJack's. The Millionaire Maker, 5% of all the packages, and then the last main event will be much of the same. Final table, 5% shared of whoever goes to Vegas and plays.
Beautiful. Beautiful structure right there.
And so
Beautiful trip. Also, Vegas this time of the year, going to be alive.
Oh yeah,
It's going to be
always-
wild.
It's always well. That's why I'm doing some travel money. 'Cause it's not cheap to go to Vegas
That's
right
true.
now while the World Series is going on. So
That is
you
true.
get $1,000 on me to go to the for both of the smaller events and
Right.
2,000 for the main.
There you go.
And if you run deep, you'll need that 2,000 little boost there because
Indeed.
you're going to need those hotel rooms. But it's definitely going to be worth it if you're running that deep.
That's right. The WSOP tax is real.
Yeah.
But we're taking care of it for you.
Yep. So about give us about looks like they'll be finished with the chip up here in about 3 minutes.
Yep.
So give us just a second and we'll come back and finish the chip up here, and we're going to race down to that 4.
There we go. All right.
The chip up is done and cards are back in the air.
And we are back. Frankie, what is this about already with the 9-9?
And the cutoff there. Definitely going to be raising this up here. Like I said, we just need one more elimination, and we'll have
That's
our
it.
4 tickets awarded. Of course, the next one out gets $1,400 in cash, so nothing to be upset about there on a $150 entry.
Not at all.
And that's going to get through for Frankie.
Yeah, Rudy, not sticking around with the J6 this time.
No, he's got, like I said, he's got 475,000 in chips.
Not needing
And,
to make too much in the way of moves.
Yeah, doesn't need to mess with it too much here. Luis on the button there, you see the short stack of 75,000.
Now he, on the other hand, needs to make some moves.
Yeah, he's going to need a double up here to make a move here pretty quick. The blinds are 3,000, 5,000 with a 5,000 big blind ante. So hefty blinds coming around, especially five-handed.
Now, if he's on the button, he's going to be shoving real wide as long as nobody opens to him.
Yeah, but he's also got the two
He's
big
got
stack
those two
directly on his
battlers
left,
right
but,
there.
but there it is. It is
Oh,
going to go in.
hey.
Don't have it on the reader there, but
Almost any two
Rudy
cards.
doesn't like what he sees, and will Jordan combat him?
Nope.
So that's didn't get to see what he had, but it was good enough to steal the blinds.
Got a nice 10K out of it.
Oh yeah, like I said, it's every orbit matters right now
Ooh.
for Luis.
Sorry, a good 13K out of it. We
Yeah.
jumped up a level. Now we're at 10K.
355, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And let's see here. I'm thinking if Luis gets anything suited, he's going to shove.
Maybe not quite that wide yet, but he needs to decide what to do fairly quickly because, like you said, 13,000. You're looking at about a quarter of his stack for every orbit.
Yeah, that's wild.
So I would love to see him shove, especially when Frankie and Joni are in the blinds there. They're the ones with the shorter stacks, more prone to fold to a shove. And looks like Joni's going to raise this up here with pocket sixes.
And Luis with the mystery hand. Nope.
Not going to happen.
Joni takes it down.
So everybody playing a little tight to the chest right now because they don't want to be the last one out that not get a ticket.
Or they don't want to power up Luis either. Make him a little more dangerous. He is a great player.
Oh yeah, he's had some recent success here at KoJack's in some of our tournaments last month. Big qualifier a couple times in some of the events that we've had. Definitely an accomplished tournament player, especially here recently. And tournament play, it's a lot like cash games. You kind of get into a groove and kind of get on a heater. And I know a lot of people hear that and say that, but it is true. When you're just kind of feeling it, you're making all the right moves, you're making all the right decisions. It's definitely an attitude and a feel thing, and he's definitely been feeling it lately. Great performances here at KoJack's.
Yep.
Rudy,
I've seen his picture on the wall, too.
Yeah, Rudy's turn with the pocket pair. He's going to raise it up. Jordan with a very nice suited ace. I don't think he's going to let this one go.
Nah, he loves aces. That looks like a raising hand right there.
18,000 in position on the button. He'll, at a minimum, probably give this a call.
Would love to see what Rudy does to a raise, though. I think that would be interesting.
Well, I know that Jordan's been paying attention enough to Rudy know that he's been kind of on lockdown mode lately with that large chip stack. Doesn't want to give it away in the last moment. He's going to see a flop. Joni's going to let her 9-3 offsuit go into the muck, and we're going to see a flop with Rudy out of position, but with the lead and a 49,000 chip pot.
Coin flip.
See what Whitney has for us here.
Whoa.
4 deuce queen with no clubs. Could not miss Jordan any worse. He's going to check it, but is Jordan going to follow this up here? He's going to take the lead. He's going to take the lead.
He takes the lead.
Take the betting lead.
Love that. The true wrecking ball that he is.
Yeah, let's see if Rudy. Yeah, Rudy's going to come along for one more street.
Yep.
Just a non-believer just yet, so we may see.
And the jack. That's going to hurt Rudy.
And nothing looks good when you have pocket fives. Low pocket pair 6 there. That's more.
Oh, but Jordan does take his foot off the gas.
So we'll see if Jordan makes a. He's gonna have to make a pretty hefty bet to get Rudy to fold. I'll be honest. 85,000 in the pot. He's gonna have to bet almost a good sized pot bet to get Rudy to fold.
Yeah,
It's
gonna have to be
pretty
steep.
big risk out of Jordan's stack. So I don't know if
he does bet 45.
45, yeah. So close to it, and but see immediately. I mean, like I said, I know Rudy's just not gonna fold this hand very often. Given the action, bet the flop, check turn, and then a kind of a meaningless 6. Can't just put the guy on 3-5 right off the bat.
Right.
He wasn't the button. Yeah, he's gonna look him up.
He matches, yeah.
That's kind of what I thought might happen. Jordan's gonna sheepishly turn over the ace high, and Rudy says, "Gotcha."
Yep.
So that Jordan needed a little bit more gunpowder in that last bullet.
Yeah, I
But-
think even firing on the turn might have scared Rudy off.
Yeah,
He's holding a
if he'd
queen
have
or a
kept it up-
jack.
If he'd have kept it up, yeah.
Mhm.
But that's going to bring Jordan down to 210,000, and that's going to be falling below Frankie and Joni. So Luis still under 100. So Jordan still double the stack of Luis, but one good double up, and Jordan's going to find himself on the chopping block.
Yeah, and if Jordan contributes to Luis's stack, then he's going to find himself in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, and like I said, none of these guys are going away empty-handed. They all have placements for the $1,400 in cash for the next person out, and then the tournament will be over at that point because the other 4 people will be all getting a package to event number 53, the $2,500 package to event number 53, the Monster Stack Tournament in Las Vegas.
Keeping it in-house. We won that last year. I would say we. Yeah, right. No, congratulations to Braxton.
Yep, yeah, we had a local Midland person win that event last year.
And Joni with the pair of jacks, Luis with the flush draw. Does he decide to get it all in here, or no? He just calls.
I don't hate it. He's got a gut shot for a 10 for a straight, any club. That's
it's an
not going to
8.
do it. Joni's going to need to make a bet here for sure. And Lewis shifted on her.
Yeah,
Great move
there it
by
is.
Lewis. As soon as Joni checks that there, I knew Lewis was probably going to make that move. That's what I said. Joni needed to bet that there.
That spade was a great bluff card for him.
Yeah, paired board, spade. Joni, if Joni would have breathed on it, Luis would have folded. But it's tough to do.
It's tough.
You don't want to give the short stack too many chips.
That's right. Yeah, we can see the cards. We know what's going on.
Oh yeah.
But
And if she would have min bet that river, he wouldn't have been able to do anything about it. I don't think he was going to go all in there unless she checked it. But
hey, he
yeah.
picks up some blinds. He's holding on one more round.
putting back over the 100K mark.
That's right. And it looks like we are heading towards another level, I believe.
Yep, levels should be going up soon. We're at hand 58 of this final table. Lots of good poker, not too many crazy coolers. Some good aggression bets, a couple decent bluffs, some good position raises. It's been good poker all the way around,
That's right.
and that's why we still have 5 left.
Yeah, right.
Vying for
You
the
expect
sport ticket.
nothing less from a final table here at KoJack's. We do have some good players here.
Oh yeah, and this one's gonna fold, limp all the way around, and walk for Rudy. No one wants to mess with a guy who has over $500,000 in his stack. And I think there's he's got almost half the chips in play.
Yeah, he really does, doesn't he?
About 30, 35, 40% of the chips in play. So
Thereabouts.
it is definitely his tournament ticket to lose. But you saw him still putting it in play there with Jordan.
Oh, he is
making
not
the
giving
move.
up.
You know, those chips are definitely not locked up. He'll definitely still play, but it's going to take quite a bit of cooler hands to get him out of this top 4 and exit it out in 5. I can tell you that. But Frankie has a good start on it with the ace queen suited. Going to raise this one up to look like 20,
Ace
18,000. Jordan with the worst diamonds possible to go up against the ace queen of diamonds, but I don't know if he's going to make this call here. He's only got a couple $100,000 left in his stack. He's
He doesn't like folding, though.
yeah, he's
You can tell.
putting off down here, but I think he knows it's not going to take too much more to get Lewis out. And Jordan,
He
he's going to let that go. Yeah,
lets it go.
he-
Stays away from troubled waters.
Yeah, Frankie shows that he was serious there. Yeah, Jordan's not the kind of guy. I don't think he's worried about the. I don't think he's worried about the $1,400 prize. I think he wants that Vegas.
He wants
ticket.
the Vegas trip.
Yeah, I think he's a guy that wants to go play in Vegas in the World Series of Poker. So
That's right.
I see him being pretty serious about his next few moves to try to stay alive and make the top 4 and try to get the short stack out.
Yeah, it looks like Luis already stacking his chips for a pre-shove. Getting ready to just move them all in the middle. Let's see what he does here.
Yeah, these got about 10 bigs. And
Ooh.
Joni picks up a real hand.
She's got the ace-king again.
Yeah, I'd like to see her make it about 20.
20. Let's see. Let's see if she agrees.
Let's go ahead and make it a good 4x. Looks like she's going heavier. It looks like 25. Yep, 25.
Yep.
I like it even more. Jordan had pocket threes and let it go. Intelligent.
Let it go.
Nice, nice lay down. You're way behind there a lot of the times with Joni betting that much pre-flop.
Yeah, that under the gun raise is pretty scary from that end of the table.
Yeah, she's at the bottom of her range. She's got pocket threes. he's gonna put her on any pocket pair bigger than threes.
That's
so
right.
very decisive, quick lay down there by Jordan.
Yeah, just like that. We are on to hand number 60. And we've got Luis short stack under the gun here. Does he make a move
Well, he's
before
got,
the blinds hit?
It's hard for him to pick up chips when he's in the small blind over Rudy's stack, because
Right.
Rudy's going to have the big blind invested and the big blind ante invested, and over $500,000 in chips.
Mm-hmm.
So Luis needs to pick up cards in this position here. Unfortunately, he does not. But Rudy finds an ace.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that would have been danger to raise anyway.
Yeah, he's taking a look at that clock, seeing what the blinds are, seeing what he wants to do. It's the first ace he's seen in a minute. They're discussing something here. He is going to raise it, though. Looks like about
Put a good healthy raise in there.
50,000. Yeah,
Yep, thereabouts.
He's just not playing around. 55,000. Just putting the complete test on him. Saying
Yeah.
all in or fold. What do you want to do? And everybody's going to fold.
Swinging that big stack around. Playing good big stack poker. You got to bully him a little bit. And we are now on to hand 61.
Looks like they are having a little discussion here. Could we be talking about a chop here?
And we've got the finger wave. We've got the beard stroke. We've got the lean back.
Looks like they have paused a clock temporarily here. Yeah, it looks like they're trying to make kind of a deal here.
Pulling out some money. Getting some
What kind of-
Benjamins here.
What kind of deal are we making here with
This
4
is
tickets?
interesting. And we've got a pseudo count of the short stack here.
You know,
Well, we've got bills on the table here. You don't see that very often in
I
a
wonder,
tournament.
do you think they're going to pay off? I think they're going to pay off Luis here.
Paying them off, huh? Interesting.
Give them the $1,400 plus a little bit of cash from each of their pockets, and they're going to take tickets, and that may be it.
That might be the one here.
You know. And we'll get a quick confirmation on this, but it looks like they were just ready to go ahead and in that out.
Yeah. All right.
So.
Well, you got money on the table. I don't know what to tell you.
We're gonna get confirmation. Like I said, we're operating in 15 minutes in the future here. We're
That's
watching
right.
everything on a 15-minute delay. But from the looks of things, it looks like they asked Luis.
What's it going to take? What's your number?
Yeah, what kind of number to let this go?
If we all give you $100, are you going to take it?
And that might have been exactly what happened here.
Uh-huh.
But either way, Luis is still going to get $1,400 in cash plus whatever the other players choose to chop off of their portion to take their tickets and get on a plane to Las Vegas.
Yeah, it looks like a little tip for the dealer. Rudy, very generous.
Yeah.
Fifth place plus $50 from every other player.
So an extra $200.
All right. Hey.
Okay, so they gave Luis there. Okay, so
All right. Well,
we're-
we've got it. We got our 4 winners.
that's one way to do it. Just say, hey, we're going to give you some extra money to play in these other satellites. So
There you go.
All right, so that's so congratulations.
Hey.
That's all that can be said to
That's it.
Rudy, Jordan, Frankie, and Joni, your 4 qualifiers for the $2,500 package to Las Vegas for the Monster Stack event number 38, a $1,500 entry, and $1,000 in travel money, again, to Rudy, Jordan, Frankie, and Joni. And they all pitched in a little bit of a payoff to give Luis a little bit extra on his $1,400 fifth place finish.
That's right.
And a couple $100 from what I've heard. So that's a $1,600 payday for Luis.
Not bad.
Not bad for a $150 entry.
Not bad at all.
bad at
And
all.
hey, congratulations, Luis, on your negotiating skills.
Hey, that's
You bumped up the prize pool all on your own.
nothing wrong with that. The blinds were getting on up there 3-5-5, so I do not
Yep.
blame him for making a deal there. And so, like I said, it's $1,600.
Hey, that ain't bad at all.
$16 cash. He could buy his own ticket at that
That's
point.
right.
So just have to travel his own way there. But we have so many good satellites coming up for the main event coming up this week, the Millionaire Maker the week after that, and then another main event to see at the end of the month. So
Perfect.
that's several bullets to win an even bigger package this
Yep.
week for the main event. So well done to Luis, and congratulations to Rudy, Jordan, Frankie, and Joni for winning our first 4 packages of the month of May in our May Vegas series. They'll be headed to Vegas with a 5% equity share amongst each other.
Perfect.
And we're going to do the same thing for the final table of the main event here. And the ticket holders for the Millionaire Maker event week after next. So, yeah, that's it.
That's going to be good. Hey,
So-
we got a lot more poker coming your way. Head out to KoJack's, try and take part in it. And if you want, hey, we'll comment on it.
That's it. That's it. Hopefully we're commenting on you this time next Sunday. Again, the flights are Thursday, Friday, Saturday at 6 p.m. But this one's for a big boy main event.
There you go.
This is for the biggest tournament, poker tournament in the world, the main event in Las Vegas. It's only a $200 entry. All you have to do is make the top 10% of the field that the flight that you're in on Thursday, Friday, or Saturday. You can bag multiple times.
There you go.
So you definitely want to play all 3 fields, whether you bag or don't bag. Bring in lots of chips to be able to coast to that final table, where you'll get a 5% equity share
Yep.
of whoever wins, but hopefully you win it. And for just a couple $100 entry, get yourself a $10,000 ticket into the World Series of Poker main event this year, and $2,000 travel money to get there.
Ooh.
Can't beat it.
Can't beat it.
So keep an eye on our social media. Keep an eye on Facebook. Send us a message if you have any questions. Appreciate everybody watching. Again, congratulations to Rudy, Jordan, Frankie, and Joni for winning our first packages to the Monster Stack event in Vegas. And we're going to be giving away main event seats this week. So I hope to see all of you here this Thursday for Flight a $200 entry to win a $10,000 ticket into the World Series of Poker main event, plus $2,000 travel money. Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Hope to see you guys all here. My name is Reese.
Hey, got George of the Jungle over here.
And hopefully we are commenting on your play next Sunday right here for playing for a main event ticket. So see you guys here at KoJack's. Send us a message if you have any questions. And good luck to everybody on the felt.
All right. Hey,
Take care.
take it easy. Happy Mother's Day.
Yeah, happy Mother's Day to everybody.